Well, they decided what happens to your taxes, your health care, and your child's education. But here in the Lone Star State, lawmakers can keep making those decisions over and over because Texas does not have term limits here. KXAN's political reporter Josh Hinkle shows us that timeline can affect you in the long run.
12 sessions under her belt at the state capitol as an advocate for the disabled. It's safe to say Jennifer McPhail knows how to lobby the legislature.
I think there's not a magic number. I think that if you have the right mindset, you can do a lot of really good things.
But how long is too long when it comes to your elected officials?
Do I think governors should have term limits? Heck yeah.
Switch up the way things are.
Under the dome of the Capitol, you'll find the story of Texas term limits. Governor after governor, it wasn't really an issue because no one had served that long. So we got rid of term limits in the 1860s. And then in the 1970s, voters upped the number of years you can serve from 2 to 4. Do you see any benefit in having term limits in Texas?
I think at the end of the day, the voters provide term limits.
Last year, during his failed run for U.S. Senate, David Dewhurst promised to serve no more than 2 terms if elected to that seat. That was then. Now he's hoping for a 4th term as lieutenant governor.
But right now, I've got a lot of unfinished work. Texas, I know, is the only traditional business person elected statewide out of 29 elected officials that it's hard to get to the top. It's hard to get to #1, but it's harder to stay #1. And I'm determined to keep Texas #1.
Policy experts point out pros and cons to longer lengths in office.
It takes people in elected office a while to learn the ropes, and you want people there with experience who have the knowledge and the history.
Whether their terms are long or short, McPhail says,
Don't lose your humanity to the process. I think that's important to remember.
At the state capitol, Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.
From school finance to Medicaid, you can see Josh's full interview with the Lieutenant Governor. Tune in this weekend during KXAN's In Session In Depth, Sunday morning at 8:30.
Looking in depth now, Texas governors have no term limits, but 36 other states do. 28 are consecutive terms where you can serve the max, then leave, but you're allowed to run again later on down the road. In 8 states, the term limit for governor is a lifetime limit. Governor Rick Perry has served the longest of any current governor, but who is at his heels? Check out this story on the legislative section of KXAN.com to find out.